Hey guys, so we're along the back path here and I found the most beautiful hydrangea at Home Depot the other day, and I've never seen it before, but it is called the Eclipse Hydrangea. Okay, Eclipse, it's a big leaf hydrangea, and look at the foliage. It is a dark purple with green veining, and this particular one was full of buds and blooms. So what I'm thinking I like to do back here is, since I have lots of lime green with the grass, the fern, the hollies, and then I have the light gray here, I'm thinking that that dark foliage would look amazing right there. That is a summer crush hydrangea, and I love it, and it does wonderful. I just think that when I saw this, all I could think about was that contrast and how gorgeous it would be. So if you look at it from this way, you can see how beautiful that purple is going to be. So I think I'm going to dig up this summer crush and we will find another spot for it. I do think this area, the roots is starting to crowd. What I have going on back here is a huge oak tree. It's pretty massive. It towers above us. Okay, and then I've got a Japanese maple here, and then I'm training an oak leaf into a tree form back here. But between all of these trees, this is a holly. I have a feeling we have some root situations going on here. So when I pull this up, we will see what's happening. I've also got these little impatiens that I'm going to be tucking all up back, hidden away along my path. Thanks for joining me today, guys. Let's go ahead and get started. So this plant does require shade. It does specify morning sun, afternoon shade, and it is hardy in zones 5 through 9. It gets 3 to 5 feet tall and 3 to 5 feet wide. It does like medium to high water needs, and the flowers are good for cutting, so that's a bonus. So in this spot, I think since we are under this oak tree, we're gonna get the morning shade. And we may get a little bit of afternoon sun. So if it's not successful in this spot, I'll go ahead and dig it up in the fall, but I would like to try it. Look at the soil, how beautiful. This is after years of amending. This is just gorgeous. I'm still going to add some worm castings and some hollytone and biotone when I plant it. I also have some compost that I'll throw in there. Here's the final product over here. It's looking kind of sad. Hopefully she will recover after lots of water. So just give her a little perk up and fingers crossed. I do have 2 drip systems going here. I have one from the sprinkler system, and then I have one for my hose. So she should get plenty of water. Okay, and I think I'm going to move the summer crush back here underneath my crepe myrtle. This area we originally started into a container garden because the moles were really, really bad back here. The drainage was terrible and everything we put in the ground would die. So we started putting things in containers, and then we just kept going. However, over the years, we have been amending this by just adding landscapers mix and different amendments to improve the soil. And I do want to start trying to put things in the ground again. These clematis have done amazing, and they have survived. My Japanese maple has survived in the ground. So I'm going to go ahead and put this hydrangea there, and my fingers will be crossed that Mr. Mole won't come for a visit, or if he does, that those hydrangea roots are strong enough to fight that mole. All right, well, she's in the ground. I'm gonna get her watered. She gets the watering can. Look at this setting. Isn't it dreamy back here? It really is. So I'll just give her a good water pretty much every day for about a week to help her get adjusted. And yes, I know I give my plants pronouns. Can't help myself. There should be a hydrangea popping up. Not a hydrangea, a hosta popping up there very soon. I'm being very patient. But I think I'm gonna put another one up here. I think I got a guacamole hosta, and it's gonna be huge, and I just think, oh, it'll be so pretty. Look at this. So I think I'm gonna tuck her away right up in there. All right, she's in. She's gonna be gorgeous. So she doesn't get as much afternoon sun as this looks like it's gonna get. Since it sits lower than it looked like in the pot, it should be shaded by the rose and the fountain. Isn't this area just gorgeous? And eventually this crepe myrtle is going to be hanging down with beautiful white blooms. So anytime I plant, it doesn't matter what it is, but especially annual flowers, since I'll be digging up a lot of little holes in my garden, I take that opportunity to amend my soil. So I always amend in compost, landscapers mix, and then I have the flower zone here as the long-term fertilizer. Also has some biotone in it to help those roots get established. So I just mix it up, and like I said, I throw in a little bit with each flower. We'll do a coupoir so you can see what it looks like. It's looking happier now. And I have plenty of summer color, so when these impatiens start stressing out from the summer heat, which they will, I've got other colors coming up. I've got some Rebecca here. I've got some Gerber daisies back here. Look at my Oh, and the color's so beautiful. The gerbera. And so yeah, all tucked away. I got another guacamole and I planted another hosta back there. But there should be hostas popping up. A lot of them are starting to show their faces. On this side I have some lantana and salvia, so that'll be summer color. And when I say they start puckering out, it's usually when the temperatures start getting above 100 degrees. So I've got little mini crepe myrtles right here that are going to be coming into bloom for summer. So that should account for some beautiful summer color there. My Blackfoot daisies. More Rudbeckia. Look at this clematis. Look at the size. Isn't that gorgeous? I'll try to look up the name and let you guys know what it is. But it starts off a beautiful blue color, and then as it gets older, it ages to almost a huge white. See it back there? And my fingers are crossed because I'm hoping that is my butterfly weed that has reseeded everywhere. That is all butterfly weed, and there's little babies everywhere. Also, my Orlea looks like it's about to open. There are buds throughout, and I have not grown this before, and I actually honestly just sowed these seeds direct. I just threw them in there, so it'll be interesting to see what they look like. The yarrow's starting to put out some blooms over here. So all together, this is going to be gorgeous. As always, guys, I'm so grateful that you joined me today. And if you like this video, press that like button and don't forget to subscribe. And also turn on your notifications so that you never miss a video. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.